Take the mic, Sunil.
In SPA, we would be asked to put the potted plants when the all the potted plants used to come in.
I'm sure it happens everywhere. Yeah. Sorry?
The filmmaker, does he live there or he's
He
from
pretty
outside?
much, he spent a lot of time with this community over a period of 5 years, over which the film is shot and then edited. The first part was completed in 2010. He lives in Beijing, and it's a good 6 hours away from there. And he's quite a key figure in the Chinese independent documentary movement. And as I said, he's still under 35. I'd met him once when we were, a bunch of us were part of a film festival of Indian documentary and other films which were screened in various cities in China some 3 years ago. And it was very telling because this person, Cong Feng, the filmmaker here, said that the kind of films that you all make and the kind of variety of films that you all have and the kind of subjects you deal with, we can't dream of doing in the next 50 years. Because one, how do we make the films and where do we show those films? So even for us, and it was very interesting because it was a traveling film festival which was happening in 4 cities, the organizers had to get clearance from the censor authorities in each of those cities. There were 3 revision films. There was Sukhdev's India 67, there was Siddheshwari and one more, I think Thrupad, the 3 films. And it just so happened that funnily, the censor department in Beijing bounced India 67 for some reason. Probably because they couldn't understand it, because there's no commentary, so because it is, to us it may be absolutely straightforward, but that was a fun film that it got clearance in all other cities, but in Beijing we were not allowed to show that film. So they probably thought because it's 67 being very close to Chinese cultural revolution, and you're talking about a certain kind of politics. So maybe, for that, we could never figure out why it happened. It also happens that a lot of these things happen very randomly, So we don't know if there was something behind, political reason behind it, or they just said, we can't make out what this film is about, so let's not show it. So yeah, this person lives in Beijing and used to head what was called the Beijing Independent Film Festival, which happened at a small town outside Beijing. And that festival was shut down a couple of years ago, because that's how it happens. So
these films are shown in China and
in very, very informal kind of circuits, because the film that does get shown is something which could be state produced or something which could be produced for television. And then you could have regular screenings, or if something gets a little more commercial, it might have a theatrical release, like the film I mentioned called KJ, which was about this young musician, which had a very successful theatrical run in Hong Kong. I don't know about mainland China. But otherwise, screening films, and especially documentary, is quite a project, is really quite a project. So no, they're not very, very openly. They would be watched in very small kind of groups where you could probably make it part of a longer seminar or a conference or something where it doesn't look like it's a film event. Something else is happening and you slip in a film and talk about it. So yeah, it's quite a story how film gets disseminated that way. Anybody else, please? Okay, so we'll meet again here next Saturday at 4 p.m. where we have a selection of films from Maximilian Bhavan, which are German animation propaganda films in the 1930s and 40s. So it's a selection of those, and we'll be watching those next Saturday here. Please spread the word. Thanks. Sorry? And yeah, Premraj, 16th and 17th.
Okay, on 16th and 17th, we are going to have a 2-day film festival of film distribution films, which won a national award for the last 2 years, actually. So be there for Saturday and Sunday, 16th and 17th also.
Thank you.